Good day, everyone.
I was born and raised in Detroit. Growing up there, I saw people like me running things.
This is a courtroom, not a circus, so we're gonna calm down.
I'm sorry.
What I found there was a passion that I didn't know existed.
This is the bottom line.
I'm excited to free fall into the limitless possibilities with we the people. So many are fearful of the law. They think it's something that works against them.
I think you need to begin to accept responsibility for your mistakes.
We are the people.
Amelia Hartman claims she bought 40 rose-scented candles from the defendant's website for her wedding reception. But when lit, the candles had a foul-smelling odor.
All rise.
Celia Montgomery says rose is her most popular scent, and she's had no other complaints.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, thank you, Sean. Good day, everyone.
Good day, Your Honor.
This is the case of Hartman versus Montgomery. Ms. Hartman, you are suing Ms. Montgomery for $5,303 for negligence. Plaintiff, you say a scent stole your spotlight. And the defendant, you say expectations, not the candles, set the tone. All right, so candle, what happened?
Well, my wedding was supposed to be the most special day of my life. Roses have always been a bit of a theme between me and my husband.
Okay.
And so you can see in my evidence, I have photos of the wedding I planned. It was covered in roses. We rented this lovely hotel.
Okay, and so how long had you known your husband?
I had known my husband for about a year before that.
And how did you meet?
I was at the Botanical Gardens, and I was on a tour with my mother because she loves the flowers, and there he was.
So you met him when you were on a tour? Mm-hmm. And so was he on a tour as well, or he worked there?
He was also on a tour.
Okay, so you had that in common.
Yes.
All right, love it. And the Botanical Garden theme kind of carried over with tons of roses?
Absolutely. So
And you submitted evidence to the court?
I did, yes, a photo of the venue.
All right, let me look at that. This is lovely.
Yes.
Now, was this, you actually got married at the Botanical Garden where you
Well,
met?
It was actually at a nearby inn with a rose field because,
This is lovely.
yes, it's called the Ivy and Ember. They have these beautiful gardens extending outside the windows, and you can see them. And
Did you get married there too?
Well, it was just the reception. We got married at the nearby Catholic church.
All right, so this looks like a lovely day. How did candles come into play?
My whole wedding was rose themed, and I thought the perfect way to top it off was some rose theming in the ambiance. So from Luna Wick Candles, I ordered 40 rose-scented candles. They were described as soft floral, all over the website, just pictures of roses, and I thought they'd be perfect. So I order the candles, and we light them all, but as
And is this a candle you use regularly? Is this a candle that, I love this candle, it's my favorite scent, I want to have it at my wedding, so I'm going to order it?
No, I had never used this candle before.
Did you order 40 right off the bat, or did you order one to see what it smelled like first?
We did order 40 off the bat. I mean, she had incredible reviews, so I was pretty optimistic that they were true. But once we lit the candles and as the guests came in, imagine my shock when this fog of smell, it smelled like rotting incense. It smelled like a yoga studio. It smelled kind of like feet. It was just disgusting.
Hold on, Ms. Montgomery, I want to bring you in here.
Thank
Ms.
you.
Hartman has just described as if you were selling candles of funk. This couldn't be a candle smell that would keep you in business. You are the owner of the candle company?
I am, yes.
How long have you been?
Sorry, I'm the owner and founder of Luna Wick Candle Company. We founded about 5 years ago, and so I've been kind of doing that as my full-time job for the past 2 years.
All right. And so you received the order for 40 candles?
Yes, I did.
Did any information come with those candles like, hi, planning a rose-themed wedding would love to use your blank candle?
You know, she just reached out to me through my website. It wasn't really much detail besides the fact that she wanted rose scented candles, which is one of our most popular scents.
Rose scented.
Yes, so it's Rose
and so
Garden.
you did know that.
Yeah, she ordered a specific candle. We have a scent that's called Rose Garden.
It's called Rose Garden.
Yes.
All right, and that's what you sent her.
Yep. 40, and they are hand poured by myself and my employee, and they're labeled, dated. We're very diligent in our process, so they were 100% rose scented.
All right, so the 40 candles were there, on the table?
Yes, they were around the centerpieces, just scattered throughout the room, so the whole room would be filled with what I thought was going to be the scent of roses.
Coming up,
This isn't, I think, ideal for what you're going for. It is a little strong. It feels like it should be a little softer when you're thinking of Rose Garden. However, you've never bought this candle before.
and later,
I got stung 17 times. You know, I tried to rush into the house before
Oh
any damage
my
could be
God.
caused, but my wife took me to the hospital. I was there overnight.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. We're back with a dispute between Amelia Hartman and Celia Montgomery over rose-scented candles.
When the candles came, why didn't you light one candle to make sure it smelled the way you wanted your room to smell?
I did not know that once lit, the candles would be so radically different than what was listed online. I mean, there was so much going on.
No. Online, you can't tell how a candle smells. You have to light a candle to tell how it smells. And you actually have to light a candle and leave it lit to actually see the way that smell permeates through the room. And I know that because I actually just worked on creating a candle line, and my nephew and his wife have a candle line. So I actually have a lot of intel on this process, as well as what it takes to hand pour 40 candles.
I understand, and I acknowledge that I probably should have burned them before. However, they're listed as rose, and they smell nothing like roses. Your Honor, would you like to smell the candle?
I'll smell it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
But see, even the way it probably smells in here, it doesn't mean that it'll smell like that when you light it. And this is the candle called Rose Garden.
Rose Garden, yes. It's in our soft floral line.
I don't get the flower rose, but it isn't pungent. It isn't. Sean, you smell it. Like it's not, I think I'm about to smell something that smells like.
It's not bad.
It's not bad, it just doesn't give rose.
Maybe cheap perfume.
He said it, not me. Bottom line is, this isn't a horrific, the way you described it, I thought it was gonna be like Pepe Le Pew had come in at your wedding and just lit it up like a skunk. Y'all don't know who Pepe Le Pew is. Who does? Who's old as me? Okay, thank you, gallery, thank you. Everybody was like, who? Anyway, that's what I thought had happened. This isn't, I think, ideal for what you're going for. It is a little strong. It feels like it should be a little softer when you're thinking of Rose Garden. However, you've never bought this candle before. You don't know what it's gonna smell like. So now you're suing her for $5,303 over 40 candles?
The roses meant so much to me, and when we burned the candles, smelled nothing of the sort. It ruined my wedding.
And so what? Tell me how you got to $5,300.
My wedding, the most important day for me and my husband, that's a day I'll never get back. That day was priceless to me. And when that scent filled the room and it stuck to our clothes, it stuck to our hair, we tried to open the windows, blow them out. It just stayed that whole night in what should have been the smell of roses.
Because you lit 40 of them.
I wanted the smell of roses to fill the room. That was...
Yeah. I cannot justify, this court cannot justify awarding you $5,300, Ms. Hartman, when you just missed a step. And this is the thing about it when you're going through those stressful situations, right? a ball always drops. You know, it's never going, and that's the best advice I ever got being a bride, is somebody told me, at the end of the day, when that day comes, you must decide, I am going to enjoy it no matter what, because nothing is going to go exactly as planned. There will be something that doesn't go as planned. For you, it was the scent that you wanted in your room. You didn't love it. The great thing about it is you had the opportunity to blow them all out and then basically live with whatever scent was in there. You also had the due diligence. You're suing her for negligence, but you also, right, did not operate as a reasonable bride would in a circumstance like this. You did have a duty to light one of those candles and say, hey, I'm not sure if I like this. You should have lived with it all day. You should have sat in your house one day and just kept seeing, is this what I want it to smell like? You probably should have ordered about 3 or 4 or maybe 10, right? One of each until you got to your scent and then order the other 39. Sean, I'm gonna give this back to you so you can give it to Miss Hartman. I know you probably don't love this candle anymore, and you ain't gonna love it now because it's definitely not gonna get you $5,303. So Miss Hartman, at the end of the day, I believe, unfortunately, it was your negligence that led to you having a scent in your room that you did not love. And look, with love, there comes some losses. For you, this loss should be minor. In the words of my mother, who always would remind me, baby, don't sweat the small stuff. In the big scheme of things, you had a beautiful wedding, you have a new husband, you're starting a new life, and I'm sure this was something that you didn't like, but everybody else in your wedding probably still had a beautiful, beautiful time. So I wish you luck in your new marriage. Judgment for the defendant. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
I think that maybe you should edit your website and make your scent descriptions a little more accurate to be fair to consumers.
I think that Judge Lake said everything that I need to say, and that, you know, try your candles before you buy them.
Coming up.
So as soon as you found out he was gonna be into beekeeping, that was his new hobby, you were like, no, anything but beekeeping.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. Harold Pierce claims a swarm of angry bees stung him multiple times and put him in the hospital. But his beekeeping neighbor refuses to cover his medical bills. James Rodriguez says his son's baseball hit the hive by accident.
This is the case of Pierce versus Rodriguez. Mr. Pierce, you are suing Mr. Rodriguez for $6,000 for negligence. You say that the defendant's hobby spilled over into your yard and caused painful consequences. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, so Mr. Rodriguez, defendant, you say it was just a freak accident.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I want to start with the plaintiff. Mr. Pierce, can you talk to me about the defendant's hobby that spilled over into your yard?
The defendant and I are neighbors. He has a beekeeping hobby that he's had for about...
Beekeeping?
Yes, beekeeping.
Okay. And so when did you find out he got into beekeeping?
Well, he started telling me about it about 3 years ago, and I told him it made me deeply uncomfortable because of my past childhood trauma surrounding bees, and...
Oh, you don't like bees?
Terrified.
You had an incident with a bee?
Yes, when I was 7, I had an incident with several bees.
Really? What happened?
I was exploring my grandparents' farm. I was wandering around by myself. There was an empty farmhouse building that was abandoned. I walked in just to explore, and there's some rotten floorboard, and there's a hive, unbeknownst to me, right below the floorboard. I walked over it, and an angry swarm came out and stung me about 10 times, according to my mom, but she has medical records.
All right. So as soon as you found out he was going to be into beekeeping, that was his new hobby, you were like, no, anything but beekeeping.
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you tell him about that?
Several times.
Coming up.
Trying to relax, and this swarm of bees just comes from his yard directly into mine, and I got stung 17 times.
You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. We're back with the case of Harold Pierce, who blames James Rodriguez for a dangerous bee attack.
So tell me what happened. How did we get here? How did we get to the point that you're suing him for $6,000 for negligence? You said there were some painful consequences in your petition.
Yes, there
Tell
were.
the court what happened.
One day, after a long, hard day at work, trying to relax, and this swarm of bees just comes from his yard directly into mine, and I got stung 17 times. You know, I tried to rush into the house before any damage could be caused, but my wife took me to the hospital. I was there overnight.
And you've submitted pictures, Mr. Pierce.
Yes, I did.
Of your skin, your neck. Ooh, your hands were so swollen.
Yeah, balloons.
Here are your damages here. $500 for the ambulance. You had to do an entire overnight stay at the hospital. Ooh, that is bad.
Not to mention therapy. 5 sessions.
5 sessions of therapy.
Yes.
Totaling the $6,000 you were suing for today. Mr. Rodriguez, I want to give you a chance to respond.
Well, it was an incident where it wasn't preventable. It was just kids at play. My son was playing with his baseball, found out after the fact that, you know, the ball had hit the beehive and caused some damage.
So you're saying it was a freak accident
It was a
that
freak
your son's
accident.
ball hit the bee box?
Yes.
And then jarred it to where the bees came out?
Yes. But I did everything I could to, you know, I feel so bad, you know, about the bee stings. And
You didn't do everything you could.
Well-
There was one thing you could have done that you didn't do. Don't have it.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns. You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake.
I'm looking at the pictures, and this court can see easily you don't have a large enough yard to be trying to entertain those kind of activities and have a 12-year-old boy. There could have been even more damage and more people hurt. And unfortunately for you, Mr. Rodriguez, it's a problem you caused. And while you may say it's a freak accident, this court sees that it is completely foreseeable. If my son was there and I had a bee box out in my yard, the first thing I'd be telling him, don't go play near that bee box. Don't have that ball near that bee box. Don't be out there playing that near that bee box. I mean, he would just be sick of the bee box because it would be all I was saying. And even so, guess what kids are going to do? Go out and play near the bee box? Because they're too young to really see how this can play out, but you aren't. It is for this reason. This court's judgment is for the plaintiff in the amount of $6,000. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $6,000.
Do you have any final thoughts with each other?
You know, I hope we can make things better, but it's not going to be easy.
well, no hard feelings. I mean, sorry for what happened, but.
All right, gentlemen, please gather your things and follow me this way.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.